welcome to another episode of Talk with Ifeoma Bassey. On the last episode, we started a series on peer pressure, and on today's episode, we have a guest that will be sharing her experiences. Oh yes, we have an amazing guest. Her name is Jessica Odinakachi Onu. She's the CEO of J Choppings. Yeah, J Choppings. Trust me, the first time I ate her small chops, oh my god, or a samosa. You need to try it out. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you very much for having me, Ifeoma Bassey. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to really congratulate you on this move. It's not every youth that will do a thing like this. It's not everybody that will invest their time like this, and this is so much. It's a good thing. As in, when she started it, I was like, Ifeoma, I know she has issues with self-esteem, low self-esteem. Are you sure she can do this? But when I kept seeing the consistency, I was like, no, this is a big hit, girl. Congratulations.
Thank you. So let's not waste most of the time. So what do you understand by peer pressure?
Okay, peer pressure. I'd like to start by defining that terminology individually. There are two words, peer and pressure. So peer, to start with, is like a group of people within your age bracket that share the same experience with you and share the same societal beliefs and values with you. Then pressure, it's like persuading someone to do something the person doesn't know what to do. Maybe yet, because sometimes, I don't know, they can decide to do it later. But then that moment you're persuading the person, do this. So then peer pressure. Peer pressure is, I would say, it's trying to fit into an environment that on the norms, it's not your thing. Okay. You don't identify with stuff like that. But because of the pressure, you're trying to fit into it so that people can accept you, people can like you. That's basically what peer pressure is about.
Okay, so it's someone trying to conform to something they are not on a normal day.
I'm telling you at all.
Trying to do something they will never do. Probably something they even swore never to do at some point in their lives. They now start doing because they want to be accepted.
They want to fit in.
Fit in, that's the word. Okay, so have you ever been a victim of peer pressure?
Yeah, I have. There's something about this peer pressure. We have negative peer pressure and positive peer pressures. And I've actually had the two.
So let's start with negative.
Okay, that's basically our area of concentration. Yeah, so yes, negative peer pressure was back then when I was in secondary school. It's not laugh at me. We did some funny stuff, but we were very foolish then. We didn't know what we were doing. It was during our XS3 days, during break. We usually come out of the school to buy stuff. So there's this man that sells all these snacks, and he sells them outside. So school environments, students will barge in and flood. You'll be selling to so many people at the same time, and it was just a man. So there were this clique of people that I knew. I was not very close to them at the time I became close to them. But then they were doing something that I became very jealous. I was like, every time during that break period, if they come back from going out, the stuff they used to come back with, me, I'll be hungry. I'll be like, I know I'm not the beggar type, I can't beg them. But then where are they getting the money to buy all these things? And all those stuff are so appetizing. I want to eat. And then I'm the saving type. I save a lot. So I'll be keeping my money at home so that I'll not be tempted to buy and eat and the rest of them. So then I got to know that there was something we call fabbing. But true, it is still, don't allow anybody to paint sin for you. Sin is sin. It is silly. We are silly. This is so shameful, but I'm a repentant soul, please.
Okay.
So then we even had names. So the only one I can remember now is someone we used to call she's a silent fabber. That one, she will go with her bag. What she will carry, you won't even expect her to carry that kind of quantity of thing. It's not when she comes back and bring it, everyone will shout, hey, that kind of thing, So what we used to do is when we go there, when they go, they'll go and pack and come back. So I joined them. We went, we go and fab. We fab biscuits, gala, juice, chocolates. We didn't want to use our money to buy that. We wanted to use our money to buy clothes and perfume. So we are not ready to spend our money on snacks. So we went, we bought, we come back and eat. At the point,
You're stealing this man's
we actually stealing, but then we are funny that we were hailing ourselves. How? We did it's silent for about, hey, you're in silent for about that, all this stuff. She was really stealing. And we kept doing it. And the thing was that those clique of girls were the happening babes. Yeah, so identifying with them was more like raising my standard.
Yeah,
so when I became in their when I became in their clique, I felt so comfortable with it. But at a point, it dawned on me that it was stealing. And I had to stop. Because I told myself, I'm going to establish a business one day, and if I finally do it,
what would you do?
People are going to steal from me. Karma will take its toll on me.
What you reap.
Exactly. What you say is what you will reap. So it was what pressure did on me. They were doing it.
You wanted
to fit in. Yes, because actually I was the churchy girl, not was. I'm the churchy girl, and they know that about me. Yeah, they know that about me. But at that point, I wanted to be eating as well. I enjoyed those stuff, so it was good. I wanted to be eating gala and juice. You know that people can relate to gala and juice. It's so fantastic.
At that point, it was like everything.
But then, hey, I couldn't risk my life like that. It was something very bad.
Okay.
I had to stop it. Another scenario was, I'm still in university, but when I was with my first roommate, there's this thing, they were very, very vulgar with words. They're always talking about sex and the rest of them. So there was a period I had hitches in my family, so financial problems and the rest of them. So it was affecting my academics. There was no money to pay school fees and all of that. And then I'm seeing these girls, they're always traveling and they're coming back with heavy bags, with provision, and they have fat accounts. At the point, it made me have issues with them. That one had to tell me, do you know right now, so I can feed you and I can pay your school fees. I'm like, oh wow. No, I was in the lodge. Yeah, I stayed in the lodge with her. So at the point, one day when we were having one casual discussion as roommates now, she started teaching me stuff about sex. They were telling me, just do this thing, there's nothing there. As in, they were giving me reasons why if I do it, I won't feel bad that I've done it. And the truth is that at that point, that thing you're doing is not actually you having fun. It's you selling your body, because after having sex, this man has to pay you. He won't tell you he's paying you, but he will just give you transport, 30k, 50k, and tell you it's your transport. But he's paying you for your services, but you do not know. So they did that. They continued pressuring, and thank God I did not fall into it. Because by now I would have been regretting. Yes. I would have been regretting because I did do that, but I got to pay my school fees and I still got to pay my house rent. So if I could do that without selling my body, I can do so many other things without selling my body. And I really pitied her because I noticed she had peer pressure. She never went for an occasion in school without having to buy new dresses or new shoes or making her hair.
She had to show up now.
Yes, and of course I'm a good makeup artist, so I was always doing her makeup as my roommate. I don't have a bad heart now, so she always come. She had never patronized, but I always do her makeup. And then she'll be glamoring and she will attend happily. And if she doesn't have the money to get all these items, she will not attend that occasion.
I think I've experienced the part where you said having the always talk about sex. So I don't use vulgar words, I don't. But at some point I started hanging around people that use vulgar words a lot. So I want to say something, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is this? Sorry I'm using the F word though. But it got to that point where I will talk and I'm like, where did that come from? I was trying to fit into their kind of discussions because I was always the church girl. So I was beginning to feel different. So when I'm talking, I'll try to say, nah, this guy, because I wanted to sound like I'm one of. At some point, I really had to, stop. So this actually leads me to my next question. So how did you handle this whole pressure and all?
Very simple. I had to define my value system, my beliefs. Of course, everybody that stays around me knows Odinaka is the church girl. So there's some kind of things you don't tell around. So at that point, when they knew I wasn't giving in, my roommates, they knew I wasn't giving in. Anytime they're having a kind of discussion, there's one that always shouts, Odinaka is here, or Odinaka is here.
I've experienced that before.
Odinaka is here.
So they will not filter words for you.
Yes, they will not be very direct when they're talking about it, or they will just go outside
Know how to do it.
and go do whatever they want to do. So know your value system, and then a lot of times the basic thing is learning how to say no. Yes, people find it very difficult.
It's very difficult.
They feel like when I say no,
Okay.
yes, or I'll lose my value where this person is. The person will no longer be talking with me. You know, this peer pressure thing is the basic thing about this peer pressure is you want to fit in. So that moment when you say no, everybody will start segregating you. You start doing you side sheets, that kind of thing. So and sometimes it hurts. We are human beings. So when we see some things that make somebody more of who you are, you want to follow the person to do that thing. But when that thing is not good, some people don't know, they are scared. I've experienced it. We are scared to say, no, I don't want to do. No, I don't want. No, I can't follow you. That is why you need to filter the kind of people. I'm giving another way now of handling it. So filter the kind of people that you have around you. Yes, and when you define your value system, the people that are around you, they know how to relate things to you. They know what to say to you. They know conversations to bring to the table. They know I am not the bad person that can talk about this kind of thing. So when you're coming to engage me in a conversation, know the kind of things you want to talk about. Yes, or when you want me to do some things with you, just know. I remember again that I have a friend whom persuaded me to attend her birthday party. She actually knows that I'm this church girl, but I don't know what kept pushing her to tell me I need to attend. Then I know the kind of person she is, so I just directly told her I don't have the kind of dress that can fit in for that birthday party, because I know I know the kind of person she is, and I know she's all this kind of people that if church people, if her friends, her group of friends see church people around her, they'll be like, who is this one? They'll not be like, exactly, they'll start doing all this kind of strange movement and the rest of them. So I told her bluntly, I don't have the dress. She said, don't worry, wear anything you have and come. I was surprised though. So this one, she was pressuring. Anyway, I attended the party. In the night, they came and woke everybody up. It's time for club. I told her, don't wake me up, you know what's up. Her face changed. She was like, anyway, yes, I know, just sleep well. She did not pressure, she did not push it. Because I'm not the type of too much giddy person and all of that. So she just kept her lane. When I just told her, don't wake me up, I will not attend you. And she knows the kind of thing. I don't want to call her name, but she knows what she tells me. We all know that she's a bad girl where we stay, but she knows the kind of thing she tells me. And sometimes I have to take it as a responsibility to be praying for her. And I started noticing something. At some point, she wants to go out, she comes to ask me, this dress I'm wearing, is it good? I started noticing that she has started changing, and her clique of friends also has started changing. And I felt it was because she started staying more with me.
And this started with you defining your own values first.
So you see the effect it's having on her.
Yeah, you define your values.
Exactly.
Other people got the benefits as well.
Exactly. She's now defining her own values,
so
and coming out of that.
She's actually being pressured by you, but positively.
Yes, exactly. That's when we have positive and negative.
Okay.
Learn to say no. Talk to people. Again, that's another one. Talk to people you can confide in. When you see that someone is pressuring you, I'm telling you, this life is very good to have experiences. So thank you for this opportunity, Ifeoma. When you have people pressuring you, try to get people to talk to. Talk to people that can, especially elderly people that can advise you on what to do. Because peer pressure is more of your friends, people in your clique, people of your age mates. So when you say, let me go and talk to somebody of my age mates, they might not tell you what you need to hear. Yeah, so just look for someone who is more advanced. Talk to the person will surely help you.
Proper solutions. Yeah. Probably with their own experiences, tell you how they're able to overcome it. Okay, so this is my next question. As we just called off strike, some people have already resumed, some are yet to resume. And of course, this is Nigeria. Everybody's coming back with their best. Some are coming to show their achievements over the 8 months. Some got married, some started businesses, some of which congratulations, we're happy for them. I heard of a news day of a young guy who just resumed Uniport and came up with Benz and Bouncer, all that. So how are you going to deal with all the pressure since you're still a student and all that? How are you going to handle it? Because it's definitely going to come. Let's not lie. At some point, you're going to see people that you were probably on the same level. Then they're going to come back and they are going to look at you like we are no longer on the same level.
No level up. So
upgrade.
Exactly. I'm not in your lane again.
Exactly. How are you going to handle the whole stuff?
Well, right from time, I grew up in a very principled home. So most times, those things don't get to me. It can only get to me when I allow it. So let's say I allow it now to get to me. How I'm going to handle it? I will renew my mind. First of all, I'm going to renew my mind. Remind myself of the principle, the basic things that are before me. Now, I'm in my finals. So if I start allowing all these things to get to me, knowing the kind of school I'm into, man, I'm not sure I'm going to be graduating in 2027 because. Okay, let's see. I have my school fees to pay, I have my house rent, I have my project to write, I have my clearance to do a whole lot of stuff. And relating to my field of study, there's this professional exam I have to write also. So all these things around me, and I go back to school and I'm looking at dresses. The truth is, I actually got myself some new set of clothing. Yes, of course. I'm not be me go call carry last. Exactly. But then there are some people that will go extra mile, which is not necessary. But to them, it's necessary that they do that. Though they don't want to come back looking all local or not too stuff enough. So all those things are basically okay. Sometimes I tell my mom, there are some of my mates at my age that are having flicks of hers, this and that. She will only draw my hair. Remember when she will draw my hair. See, you're not in a competition with anybody. If you don't have it now, it doesn't mean you will never have it. You're not running at the same pace with anybody. You have your pace. Focus. That person has his or her own pace. He's focusing on it, although some people allow distractions to come in. Because sometimes, basically, my goal might be to come out with a first class. And when I start allowing, I have to go for parties, I have to look tush, I have to do this. All those things are extra things that don't matter. So, if students can learn the attitude, it's an attitude, learn it. Say no. When somebody comes to tell you, let's go for this party at Enugu, in the lodge I stay, most times during weekends, it is empty. They are traveling to Enugu. I'm not criticizing them, please. Anybody that is going to watch this, please, I'm not criticizing you, but I'm trying to teach you to place priorities. Outline your goals according to a scale of preference. Like now, I've done mine already. I just know I need to pay my school fees, my house rent, read my books. Like, my head is going to be bent on my books. It doesn't mean I'm not going to have little time for, because they say all work and no play makes a dog. Makes a dog. I'll never be dull. But then we need to focus on the right things. We need to focus on
There was a goal, there was a mission.
Yes.
So just focus on mission
and achieve it first. The thing is that people don't have patience. That's why they're rushing into all this. Why buying a car now? Why buying a car now? Because most times, since you have a car, you can always run, you can always travel to anywhere. Well, it's their life.
It's their life and their decisions to make. It's not up to me, not up to you. But then I think we can do the little we can do by doing what we are doing right now. I feel like some things are not necessary for us students. Some things, they are not necessary.
Some of them will tell you their parents have the money.
Even if your parents have the money, if they are not doing you any good by letting you handle some amount of money at a certain age. Talking about 100 level, we're talking about 18, 19, 20. People enter school that early. Well, let's say 20, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that range. So that's an amount of money if you handle at that point is going to ruin you, not build you. There's a time for sowing, there's a time for reaping, there's a time where you become better. If your parents have money, so the best thing for you to do is invest in yourself. become a better individual. It's really not
I
about
think
flaunting money.
that aspect. I think he has to do with more of training, because at a very tender age, my dad was well to do. So my dad placed us on salary. There's this certain amount he used to give us every week. And in my early days, my 100 level days, my dad was always giving. He would send when you're leaving home for school, the least pocket money he will give you is 20,000. And then when you get to school, before 1 week, he will call you to ask you. And he wasn't doing that to all of my brothers, though. But he was doing the way he was doing my own wasn't the way he was doing their own, because I'm the only girl. So he was always calling every week to know how much is your money remaining. Even when I tell him it's just 15,000 remaining, he will top it. So it's now training. I never used less than money. I was saving it. Even though some kind of funny things happened to me and I learned my lesson. People that know how to use money better than me came for it. But it's well. But then I did not use that money to go and pack hairs. Someone that had that kind of money and we use it to go and pack hairs. Actually, I had, like she started with telling you about my business, J Choppings. I had this thing in mind at the early stages. So I was saving that money to invest in it. Yes. Yeah. So that was the reason. Some people will not think towards that. They will first of all use it to buy hairs, to buy jewelry. And this is not to say that hairs are not important. You need to look good. I mean, not at all. Not be all what's past. Not at all. But scale of importance. Exactly. Scale of importance. Priority. Priority. That's just what I'm trying to. Instead of getting like 4 hairs, you can just get one. One that can save you. Oh, great. I'm telling you. Save the money and all. That I'm on low cost. By low cost, I know it looks good on me, but I'm on low cost doesn't mean I don't have hers. I have hers. I can decide to change my look today and wear a hair and all that. I'm not saying it is not necessary. It is at some point, but importance, scale of importance. If I have my school fees to pay and I have a party to attend and I know I want to buy a hair to attend that party, the party can wait. Let me pay my school fees, because if I don't pay my school fees, I won't be able to write my exams and I won't be able to come out of school. And you know, it's very stupid, to use the money for your fees to buy something. A lot of people are doing that. Yes, it's not even you're not even using it to invest, and that is because I'm in a department. I'm still a student, of course. I'm in a department where it's mostly girls. Okay, yeah. Mass communication. Yeah. No, we don't talk to. We don't say that. As mostly girls, and of course, the competition sometimes can be very high because you need to look beautiful. There's a clique. In every school, it's everywhere. Mass competition is always like where you have all the fine girls, the this thing. So you really need to. But if I allow myself, because I want to wear the best hair, and my mom definitely not going to give me the money, or I probably won't be able to afford buying a hair of 150k, 100,000, this. Then I don't think I'll be stupid enough to use my school fees. I mean, who will pay for me? And that will now lead me to now look for who to sleep with. Exactly. That's why it's good to plan ahead. Yeah. Just like I said now. I don't know, and it takes principle to stick to your plan. Because I might have drafted out my plan and then I'll go back to school and get a lot of pressures and I'll have to give in to the pressure. Yeah. You know, so just plan yourself ahead. I've not gone back to school, but I know the activities. I've outlined my activities, and I'm going to follow it strictly. Yes, because I have something to get to. I have a goal. I think this conversation is very, very interesting. Left for me, I wouldn't want it to end, but then there has to be an end so that we can have another episode to continue the discussion. So this is where we join the curtain on today's episode of Talk with Ifeoma Bassey. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel, like this video, watch this video, and share this video. See you on the next episode.